Welcome into a Week 15 edition of Hit Sticks from the Star in Frisco with Barry Church and Isaiah Stanback. I'm Kyle Yeomans. It was a nerve-wracking one, but a win for the Dallas Cowboys. Let's break it down on Madden NFL 23. It was a nerve-wracking result, but the result that the Cowboys wanted in the end, 27-23 over the Houston Texans. We're about to break down what went right, what went wrong for the Cowboys, starting with the good. We'll start with a 21 personnel package. Very interesting because you've got Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield, but it's a little misdirection, just a little bit, to keep the Houston Texans defense off balance. Pollard takes it the rest of the way, and the race to the pylon won by TP. So we're going to do our best to recreate that. Again, 21 personnel. What does that mean? It's two running backs. You've got Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield. You've got Tony Pollard out there on the edge, and then one tight end in Dalton Schultz there as well. So there's your look. 21 personnel. Why was this a good play call that worked out to perfection from Kellen Moore, Isaiah?
Well, first of all, the personnel throws everybody off. When you hear 21 personnel, you're typically thinking about a fullback and a running back in there. But in the case of the Dallas Cowboys and Kellen Moore, you have Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott. Now, all of a sudden, as a safety, as a secondary guy, especially on the defensive side of the ball, you have to now keep your head on a swivel and try to figure out which guy is going to be the one that decides to hurt you. They added the misdirection element in there as well, because you obviously saw the play action going with Ezekiel Elliott, and then they handed off to Pollard coming on the backside. With his speed, all he needs is a little bit of a leverage, and then it was game over.
Yeah, this makes it extremely tough on the defensive side of the football, because you know when both of those running backs are in the game, your antennas have got to be up. Which one is going to get the rock? You know Pollard's explosive. You know Ezekiel Elliott can bring the thunder. It's tough for the defense to handle. Let's see if we can do something with it.
Okay, all right, let's see what it goes.
Okay. Downhill.
Down. Get the edge.
Okay. You got a chance.
Okay, get there. Get him off.
Schultz got to make the block.
Almost. Okay, TP was able to make it happen in real life. Your boy, OCIRS, did not. All right, but let's go ahead and go to what is the most important in my eyes, which is the block from Mr. Dalton Schultz. Let's see if he made it happen right here in Madden. Boom, as we go ahead and play it through, you guys see him coming around the edge. He is looking for the most dangerous man, okay? You see Terrence Steele right here on your right-hand side on this particular play, kicks out the defensive end. He did not have opportunity to wall him in so that TP could have the edge. So the next best thing he could do is push him to the sideline. Then you have Dalton Schultz working up, looking for some action. He's going to try to work up here to the next level. Now, as we zoom out, all right, let's go ahead and go to TP. TP does a great job of go ahead and out-leveraging and outrunning these guys back here in the backfield. These guys are going to be unaccounted for because they are on the backside of the play. So they're relying on Tony Pollard's speed to simply outpace these guys. Terrence Steele does a good job right there fighting and try to give him an opportunity. You guys see Dalton Schultz. That was the block I was talking about. He has to get that man down the field. It doesn't matter if he's at the first level or he's at the second or the third level. That's his responsibility. And he ends up making a great play on TP. He almost gets out of it, but the committee comes and finishes it off. Didn't get it done here, but he got it done in real life. That's all that really matters.
So when we come back here on Hit Sticks, of course, the Cowboys offensive line unable to make that final block there with tight end Dalton Schultz. However, the Cowboys are going to have some musical chairs up front without Terrence Steele in the fold and with the return of Tyron Smith. We're going to put that to the test in Madden NFL 23 when we come back on Hit Sticks.
Cowboys Hit Sticks, presented by EA Sports, is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, the official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys, and by AT&T, the official 5G innovation partner of the Dallas Cowboys. This segment is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys.
Welcome back into Hit Sticks from the Star in Frisco. Kyle Yeomans back with you, Isaiah Stanback, and a reunion we've been waiting for since 2017 as the Cowboys get ready to face the Jacksonville Jaguars. Barry Church is back in control of the Jacksonville defense where he played at the tail end of his career. Now, let's talk about this offensive line, though, because it's a little bit different. No more Terrence Steele, right? he's gone out for the season with an ACL injury. Instead, it's Jason Peters, one of the free agent pickups on that offensive line throughout the offseason, or at least early in the season for the Dallas Cowboys. He's going to be your right tackle. Then we've got some decisions to be made on the left side. Tyron Smith back into the fold. Connor McGovern or Tyler Smith going to be your left guard. OCIRS, I'm going to leave it up to you. What would you do on that offensive line, and how could the musical chairs really change some things?
No more musical chairs, Kyle. It's unfortunate that Terrence Steele is out. Well, prayers up for him and his recovery. But good thing we were able to bring in a Hall of Famer during the season. So we're moving a big boy Peters over there to the right tackle. I'm bringing our big dog Tyron Smith, not Tyler Smith, Tyron Smith over to the left tackle. And McGovern, he hasn't done anything to lose his job. Why would you take him out this role? So I'm leaving Big McGovern in there at the left guard position. Reason being, if something was to happen to one of our two extreme veteran tackles, who's going to back those guys up? Well, you need a Tyler Smith, okay? So why would we utilize him at the left guard position and risk him to injury, therefore putting us in a bad situation? So the young fella, you've done a great job, but you're going to a backup role now. We have our two Hall of Famers bookending the things, and then we have Big Martin, who's going to be a Hall of Famer as well. So 3 out of our 5 players up front, Hall of Famers. I can deal with that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give Mr. DCBC that work because I don't care what he did in Jacksonville. This is 2022, not 2012. We're going to work. I don't care what you want to say.
Well, Duval, I am back, and we are going to take over this practice schedule we got going on right now. You know what I love to do, IRS. You know what I love to do. Press up on the outside, because after what I've seen last game against Houston, I don't have faith in your quarterback to throw it in a tight window. So we're going to go ahead and match those wide receivers up one-on-one, get in their grill. And like you said, you're not playing musical chairs, but we're testing out Tyron Smith, all right? He's missed, 12 weeks this year? We're going to see if he still got it. So, I'm coming. You see those two guys in the A-gap, right? We are making sure we put pressure on Dak Prescott, make him make decisions before he's ready to. I count a takeover already. I count a takeaway.
All right, we're going to see here, okay? I got to do a little bit to my pass protection. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the right joystick, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and go to the pass protection with the LB right there, okay? And I'm not going to tell you which way I'm sliding, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and slide over yonder so I can make sure that I have some protection on. Here we go.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm coming. We coming after you. We coming
not the 15.
Told you.
Hey, your boy OCIRS messed up. I'm going to run it back, though. I'm not
gonna slide it somewhere.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and slide my protection. Your boy just didn't get the ball out right. All right, here we go. Going back like car jacks.
I'm coming.
Man.
You want me to lay the dog time?
Nah, that's all right. Let's go ahead and talk through it. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at our tackles and see what those guys are doing up front, okay? Man, DCBC with the victory, all right? Let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit. So, as you see, everybody's walked up here on the defensive front, okay? All gaps are covered. That's going to present a problem. It's going to test out some of our veterans out there to see if they can handle the communication that comes with everybody being walked up. You see everybody getting their man. Everybody is accounted for, okay? You see Tyron, look at that stance, huh? Good job, okay? Everybody has their man. That is their job. They took care of it. Now, Dak has to do a good job of getting this ball out. The guy that is responsible for Ezekiel Elliott is coming from the safety position. You guys see it. I'm going to go all the way up here. This man right here is responsible for Ezekiel Elliott, and that is a long way to go to cover a running back out the backfield. So the quarterback, Dak Prescott, has to acknowledge that, has to get the ball out faster, because if you get the ball to Zeke right now, all he has to do is beat one man and get up the sideline. He doesn't do so in this instance. Ball gets knocked down. And they can make a good play on defense.
That's exactly what Duval is going to do. That's exactly what Jacksonville is going to do. They're going to try to heat these guys up. They're going to try to test out Tyron Smith and test out their protection. You slide it one way, we're going to come from the other way. This offensive line has got to be ready, and more importantly, Dak Prescott has got to be ready to hit his hot reads. When you see guys coming off the edge, you got to have an answer for it. Right there, he was a little bit too late. Duval with the sack.
Just how Barry Church just heated up the offense for the Dallas Cowboys, the Jacksonville offense has started to heat up a little bit as well. Trevor Lawrence, former first overall pick, starting to find some steam. Can he find some more rhythm against the Cowboys defense? When we come back with more Hit Sticks.
This segment was brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back here on Hit Sticks, where the Cowboys get ready to face the Jacksonville Jaguars in Week 15 of the NFL season. This is an interesting sort of deal for the Cowboys overall because Trevor Lawrence in this Jacksonville offense, they don't run the ball really effectively, much like some of the other teams the Cowboys have faced as of late. Instead, Trevor Lawrence likes to light it up through the air. He had 368 passing yards in their win over the Tennessee Titans last week, including 3 touchdowns through the air. So DCBC is the Cowboys defense. How do you slow him down? Because he's starting to find his rhythm.
Ooh, I tell you what, Cal, this is going to be a matchup right here because not only is Trevor Lawrence a great quarterback, great young quarterback, but he has weapons galore on the outside. You talking about Zay Jones at the X. You got Marvin Jones Jr. over there at the Z. Ingram, who had a breakout game. I think he had 162 yards last game. Christian Kirk, who they paid all this money to. And then you also got Travis Etienne, who can receive out of the backfield. They got mismatched nightmares all over the place. But what we got at our advantage, we got that pass rush. And I know they didn't show up last week. I know they didn't show up really that much against Houston, but they're ready for some payback. So what we're going to have to do is get after Trevor Lawrence, make his life hard in the pocket while also disguising in the back end. This guy's a great quarterback, but he's a young quarterback, hasn't seen all the defense out there. We can't give him the study guide before the test. We got to confuse him a little bit with our pre-snap reads. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and hit this Y button, disguise a little bit. I don't know what I'm in. Am I blitzing? Am I in zone? Am I just in a man with a 2-high shot? Who knows what I'm in right now? Hopefully Trevor Lawrence doesn't know as well.
Well, Trevor Lawrence is kind of a dude, just in case you didn't know. And I know that Dallas, based upon the film, Dallas didn't get any sacks last week, correct?
They didn't.
And you're down 2 of your 3 starting cornerbacks. Is that correct?
These are facts.
Okay, so yeah, we're going to go ahead and run this play with all that being true. See what you're going to do.
See what you got, big
Here we
dog.
go. You better call Tyrone. Oh, he got time.
What we got? What we got? Oh, you thought you had more time than you did.
And that was great coverage. God, he has good coverage. All right, now, you just talked about, okay, you have to get home because these guys, personnel-wise, I think that the Jacksonville Jaguars actually are better personnel-wise, their receiver group, than the Dallas defensive backs right now. Okay, so that just is what it is. You don't have to agree, but that is facts. Okay, so here you are right here. You guys see the coverage disguise. He's doing a good job there. I should have took my number 1 right on the middle.
Should have hit him quick.
Should have hit him quick. Also had my man's in the flat right there, so I'm going to sit back here. I actually try to hold on a little bit too long, okay, and I try to take the big play, take the easy ones that are given to him because if I don't, right, and Trevor Lawrence tries to sit back here and hold the ball, he's got to deal with an angry Osa Odigizua who's going to go ahead and grab them back in those knees and scoop him to the ground.
And this is just what Odigizua has been compounding. Last week against Houston, he might not have recorded a sack, but the man had constant pressure out there. Hopefully he can stick with that and go ahead and keep getting pressure on these guys. But you like what I did on the outside right here. I pressed up my corners because you know what I like to do. I love to be aggressive out there. Pressed up my corners on the outside, gave that man-to-man, that blitz look to Trevor Lawrence to make sure he's confused a little bit, or at least going to have to think a little bit more post-snap, and that gave my defensive line time. That gave Odigizua, that gave Neville Gallimore, that gave DeMarcus Lawrence on the outside time to get there. He tried to throw the ball a little bit too late. Defensive line was able to supplant him. Hopefully we can see more of that come Sunday.
Again, DCBC making things tough on Isaiah today, but we're going to give Isaiah another chance because we're going to flip back to the Cowboys' offensive side of the football. James Washington back at wide receiver. What are some ways that Kellen Moore and company can get him involved in his second game back? When we come back and return with more Hit Sticks. It was a debut for James Washington, the wide receiver back in the fold for the first time as a Dallas Cowboy following an injury in training camp. A fractured foot kept him out of the first 13 weeks of the season, finally made a debut against the Texans in Week 14. So now that he's been back in the offense for at least 1 week, let's see how Kellen Moore and company can get him more involved. He's a veteran receiver coming over from Pittsburgh, has plenty of experience, but in a unique skill set. How does that unique skill set apply to this Dallas offense, Isaiah, if you want to get James Washington more targets?
Well, James Washington is a jack of all trades. This guy is quick, he's fast, and he's a big, strong body at the same time. So he could be a blocker for your offensive running game, or he could be a guy that can take some of those big body hits in the middle of the defense's coverage. I think that you need to go ahead and utilize your most valuable asset, the receiver position, in that of CeeDee Lamb. Okay. If the teams are paying a lot of attention to CeeDee Lamb, like they better be, okay, then guess what? He could be your little Sugar Ray, okay? Show you a little something with one hand, and you jab him up there with the James Washington, okay? So I'm going to utilize CeeDee Lamb and the attention that he draws to get this defense looking at him, get him out of there so I can open up things for Mr. James Washington so he can work the middle of the field.
Well, on the defensive side of the football, I'm going to do just like how I did the offensive line earlier. I'm going to test him out. We tested out Tyron Smith out there, so we're going to test out James Washington as well. We're going to go ahead and press these guys up. My guy hasn't gotten physical in about, 10, 12 weeks right now, so we're going to get after him, see if he can get off that line of scrimmage versus press, see if Dak Prescott can find him open out there. I don't believe he can because this defense for Jacksonville is pretty good. So let's see what we got going on.
Let's see. Need my line to block. Block him up. Block him up. Okay.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Work the middle. Let's
Don't
go.
do it.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That's
okay.
what I'm talking about right there. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the play. All right, I'm show you guys exactly what we're talking about. Now, right before the play was called, okay, I told you guys that we want to utilize CeeDee Lamb to go ahead and draw some of this coverage away. Let's see how that worked out for us. Boom, he takes an inside release, gets off the press right there. Now he's running the middle of the field. Who does he have the attention of right now? I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on him real quick, okay? Right off the back, he has the attention of who?
That middle field safety.
That middle of the field safety. He has to respect that. So CeeDee Lamb's sole job on this is to cross face of that safety. What happens to coverage when he crosses face? Well, let's go to the next man. Let's go ahead and go to James Washington. James Washington is going to go ahead and run an in route right behind him. So again, his job, he cannot get forced outside. He has to take an inside release right here. If he took an outside release, the whole play is dead. But he takes an inside release right here, does his job, gets his hand off him. Now he has the defensive back at his back. All right, CeeDee Lamb crosses face. And now look at this hole that is now open for Mr. James Washington to run into. Okay, Dak Prescott just has to simply get it over that middle linebacker. Once he does that, now all of a sudden, you boom, perfect, drops it right in the bucket. Great job. Now he's in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle. That's all we care about, though, is he's catching the ball. We'll do the rest by handing the ball off to Zeke and them.
And if we look at it defensively, if you could run it back for me, this is what we call high-low concept on the defensive side of the football. Not only did that over route from CeeDee Lamb grab that safety right there, but if you see Ezekiel Elliott right there in the check-down window right there, as he pops out of that line of scrimmage, Ezekiel Elliott grabs that linebacker that would have been in the window for James Washington, grabs that linebacker, number 48 right there, holds him low and holds him shallow, and it gives James Washington room to work in behind him as Ezekiel Elliott, you see right there, grabs that window, lets James Washington get into that Bermuda Triangle that you spoke of, IRS. Great play design. We need more of that come Sunday.
So now that we've seen the play calling a little bit there from Isaiah and having CeeDee Lamb clear some space for James Washington, it's now time to see James Washington clear some space for himself. So Barry Church, you have a guy like Washington who is a deep threat. He has that speed, he has that ability, but he's also a physical receiver. Why is that so challenging for a secondary?
Well, when you got a guy like James Washington who's known for taking the top off of defenses, it doesn't allow you really to play that single high safety, because if you play that single high safety, your corners, your nickel, they're going to be on an island for the most part of the time, and you do not want your secondary guys on an island with a guy that can take the top off of a defense. So it forces the defense to get into that two-high shell, as you see I have right here with the Jacksonville Jaguars, a two-high shell to keep everything in front of them. But when you do run that two-high shell, what's the vulnerability? That middle of the field. So you got to make sure your linebackers get good enough depth and your safeties have good enough depth to be able to overlap of everything. We'll see what we can happen here.
I see what you did there, and I'm gonna raise you. You talking about the island? I'm about to put you on Chilligan's Island right here, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and take Mr. CeeDee Lamb. I'm gonna widen him outside, okay? You see what happens? You see how the coverage has to adjust, okay? That's called a man declaration. Is it man coverage or is it zone? All your men just showed me that you guys are in cover two. And since I see that you guys are in cover two, I'm gonna go ahead and make a little audible. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make a little audible right here. I'm gonna go ahead and go to verticals right here. Okay, I should have done this.
Do it?
That's how I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
Stress me out
All
like
right.
that.
I see you guys bump back down. Okay, that's just a little confirmation. Now I'm gonna take Mr. CeeDee Lamb. I'm gonna bump him back out. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, go back out there so I can see this cover two.
Okay. See?
Yeah, you didn't make any adjustments.
I didn't.
And now I'm about to go ahead and put Washington out here by himself. Ooh.
Where's my middle run through?
Ooh. Ooh. Let's go. Just like that. I like that. I like that. He doesn't even celebrate. He's been there before. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a replay, okay?
All right, let's check it out.
Let's check it out. Okay, you did not make any adjustments. Okay, as soon as I declared with my motion, all right, and my adjustment there that you were going to be in cover two. So let's go ahead and go out here to Mr. James Washington and see what he had to do to win this matchup. Boom, man is sitting way inside, so he's not even going to try to cross face, because if you try to cross face, you'll be able to wash him down into where all your help is at. So now what is he trying to do? He is trying to win his route against that safety, not against the man that's on him right now. He's running his route on that safety. So as he comes up, you see your guy still trying to get out the cover two, because he has to be responsible for Michael Gallup as well. He's supposed to split those two men. That's his responsibility. Now James Washington knows that, so now he's running his route on that man. He simply just has to put his foot in the ground, Boom, he puts his man in a deal, and that is a pickle. And now all Dak has to do is throw the ball to the inside. There's nothing but space there. Boom, perfect ball. Look at those hands. Reach out there and grab that thing.
Washington finds the end zone. Maybe he'll do so this week against Jacksonville. When we come back, we wrap things up on another edition of Hit Sticks. Wrapping up Hit Sticks again with Isaiah Stanback, Perry Church. I'm Kyle Yeomans. Guys versus the game this week went in favor of the Cowboys. 41-7 was the final score. Trayvon Diggs had 3 interceptions. Noah Brown had 3 touchdowns, and the Cowboys get a big win, according to Madden, over the Jags. What you got this week, Isaiah?
I got Dallas winning, but God, dog, 41-7.
41-7, Barry.
Yeah, I got the Cowboys winning as well, but it's going to be a harder fight in Duval.
I think so, too. I think the Cowboys get the win, but it is not 41-7. We appreciate the love, though, Madden. How about that? We're going to be back again next week to break it all down for you, win or lose. For Isaiah, for Barry, and our entire crew, I'm Kyle Yeoman saying so long. We'll see you next week on Hit Sticks.
Cowboys Hit Sticks, presented by EA Sports, was brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, the official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys. AT&T, the official 5G innovation partner of the Dallas Cowboys. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full and condensed game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl.